There? Is it? I bet if you have a cell phone, you're probably tired of listening to low quality music on there, right? You don't have to lie to me, right? Well, I've got a couple ways that'll help you. If you have an Android device, make your music better. Now let me get ready. This phone right here is my old phone. This is the Samsung Galaxy Exhibit 4G, okay? And music on this didn't sound very good. It always sounded kind of like just sounded kind of like this, you know what I mean? Like if I was talking to you like this, do you want your music to sound like this? Probably not, right? And this is what my music would sound like most of the time, just because you know it's a phone. And if you listen to music on a computer, it always sounds better, right? Well, that's because computers have more power to generate. They can throw out better sounding stuff. And this little thing is not nearly as big as a computer. I would show you my computer. I just don't want to walk all the way to where it is. This small little thing, a massive computer, or even like a MacBook or something like that, these can't produce nearly as good as a sound, just like by themselves, as a computer could. But I'm going to show you a few ways that you can make this, if you have an Android device, sound actually pretty good. I compared what the sound would sound like from this after I did all the things I'm about to show you to my computer, and it sounded pretty much the same. It also depends on what kind of headphones you're using, but I use the same kind of headphones, and I will show you some headphones that I used. One cheap, really cheap pair, like $10, and then one pair that's not so cheap, but it's not like a Beats by Dre expensive. Here's a pair that I used. I used these. I got these from my half price, like a bookstore, like half price books. I'm sure every place has these. I will actually do a review on these if you want, because these are actually pretty good. And then, of course, if you watched my review on these are the the Bose OE2s. Okay, so these are like really good, and these are pretty decent. I mean, they're not crazy, but they're pretty good, if you ask me. So, and I listen to music like a lot. So, I'm gonna show you a few ways. I know I said this like 3 times already, that you can make this sound a lot more like a computer / MacBook / whatever. First thing you're going to want to do is go to your music, right? Right here, you can probably see it. I don't have any songs on there right now. So, oh look, you can see the camera, haha. But, I don't have any songs on here right now, because I don't use this phone anymore. But the first thing you're going to want to do is, of course, you're going to want to go to your settings, and I'll show you how it looks right now. All phones are set up differently. And what are you doing here? So, not all phones are going to be set up like this on their music settings. But, this is what this phone will look like, okay? This is like a quick little setup. Hopefully you can see it. It has the equalizer. Let me see. It has the equalizer, the sound effects, the music menu thingy, and then the visualization. The last two don't really matter at all right there, but if you have this phone especially, this is perfect. You have your equalizer, right? This is what you're going to want to do. I'm going to show you the equalizer, and then I'm going to show you some of the options you can do. That's how I had my equalizer set up. It's not very good, but if you have this phone, you can do it like this. Let me show you some of the options, and these are the options I had set up. At the top where it says equalizer, this is what I had it set on. I had it set on classic. If you have a sound effects options, go to music clarity, and that'll make it sound a lot different. From there, it should sound a lot better already. It did to me anyway.
Peace out now.
Secondly, if you want a better sounding like lows, like bass and stuff like that, you can also use some apps. Let me find this here. What's going on? What is this? Here's one app that I use. It's called Bass Booster, okay? And as soon as you hear that, what do you think? Trebles, right? No, I'm kidding. You think of the bass, right? So here's what it looks like, the setup of it. And it's actually pretty good. You just set how strong you want your bass to sound. Right there. Hopefully you can see it here. Look. Let me lower it all the way. Hopefully you can read it. It says bass boost, and then it says bass boost strength. I had it on 60% because I was plenty. And then it has an equalizer as well. It gives you a second equalizer. This is what I had it set on, the equalizer bars. I haven't used this phone in a while, so I changed it up. If you have a Galaxy Note 2 or a Samsung, what is it? No, I forgot the name. S3. That's the one I have. I can't believe I forgot. Then what you're going to want to do with your equalizer, if you have an S3 or Note 2, it's probably best to just use your equalizer on your phone. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make the sound, all the bars go like this. You're going to want to make it look like a pyramid, kind of. So like low, go high, low, like that. And it'll really even out the sound, because the middle sections of the music are what get drowned out the most. And if you have that high and have the main parts lower, everything will flow together perfectly and have a really nice sound. And on top of that, if you have the Note 2 or a Galaxy S3 or a phone like that, it'll give you options to raise your bass and other stuff like that. So it's like whatever you want. You can set your preferences to however you want it. But if you have a phone like this that doesn't come with all those cool features, then apps are probably the way to go. Bass Booster was just one of the apps that I showed you. You can also get another one. It's on Google Play. It's called Music Volume. EQ, something like that. Here's what the first screen looks like on it. That's what it looks like. It just raises your volume. You can do stuff like that, where you can make your phone sound a little bit louder. And I don't really use that one, that part. And then it has an equalizer. Again, I didn't really like this one too much, just because I ran Bass Booster a lot more than I ran this one. Because the equalizer on my phone wasn't that great. This phone isn't that great. So that's why it's better to look for external sources to make your music sound better. But this was one that you could use. It also comes with a bass boost right there. Hopefully you can read that. And then it comes with a virtualizer setting, which really just made it sound kind of cool. But so those are some things you can do. Like I said, if you have a more high-end phone, like a S3 or something like that, you can just use your equalizer. I really just recommend using yours and not using the external sources, just because that really doesn't make a difference. If your phone can do everything those apps can do, then you don't really need one. It also depends on the headgear you're using. If you're using something like this that's pretty cheap, you're really going to want to have to, look for, you're really going to want to have your phone tuned to where it's makes all of your headphones sound good. That's the settings I have. All my headphones sound actually very nice on these. The headphones I just showed you really are just a basic pair of headphones. Only 10 bucks or 9 bucks. So if you have a good pair of headphones, like the Bose OE2, that focus on something, these focusing on bass more, you're going to want to just, if you're using headphones like this, on your equalizer, focus on points that this might not be successful in. For example, actually, these headphones really don't have a low point. Maybe mids, but that just comes with burn-in time. The longer you use headphones, the better they'll sound. Unless, you've been using them for 10 years, then eventually they'll break and not sound good at all. But these really sound really nice. So, it also, like I said, it depends on the headgear you're using. So if you're using a really good pair of headphones, or kind of expensive, like $150, then you really won't need to, mess around with your equalizer too much. But how I started, before I got these bad boys, I had, headphones like this. I actually got these after these, but I had headphones like this a lot. And I always just disappointed because the sound quality was really bad. And then I figured out I can make it sound better with apps, equalizers, stuff like that. So, and also let's not forget the sound of the music also depends on how big the file, is. If the file is only 2 megabytes, it's gonna sound bad, no matter what headphones you're using. It doesn't matter. If you have something over, I would say 5 megabytes, it'll sound decent. I have a couple files that are like 9 megabytes. Those sound really good. So on your, whenever you're downloading music, if you get it from your phone, if it says 3 point something, like it'll always say 3 point something M, those are okay files. If you get something that's over 5, it's perfect. It's going to sound really good. then that just matters on what you're. Then from there, if you get a really good size file, then then all you have to do is figure out how you like your music to sound. Then that's where the equalizer comes in. So yeah, so it just depends on headgear, your device, and your equalizer. So those are the three main things that you're gonna want to. I don't even know what the first one was I said, but just make sure you have a good size file, your equalizer, your headgear, stuff like that, and you should be good to go. Hopefully I helped you understand it just a little bit more. I know I didn't show you too many things, but hopefully I just helped you get a better understanding. If you want your music to sound really nice, just play around with the equalizer, find how you like it best. I like it to sound as clear as possible, and then once it sounds very clear, then you add on like the bass effect or stuff like that. So hopefully I was able to help you out. So yeah, be sure to watch all of our other videos. This is my second video alone doing stuff for y'all. Hopefully this helped you out, and I will be doing a review on these headphones right here. They are called the Audiology Studio Pro. I got these from, like I said, my half-price bookstore, so these are not expensive at all, but I really didn't think they were going to be anything more than just kind of cool looking, and they actually turned out to be pretty decent. And like I said, with the equalizer you can make even your lowest priced headgear sound pretty good. So, that being said, this is Ivan from The Daily. Take it easy. OTD. Stay classy.